What's up, guys? We got some feedback on our last video about how to hop bar spin, and they wanted to have a couple more tips, a couple more easier ways to learn it, easier ways to throw it. So we figured we'd make this video just to show you guys like little tips and tricks to actually learn the hop bar spin. The best places to learn bars are, you can go to a lot of skate parks. If there's something where there's not a big chunk of coping that's gonna kick you out and it's just gonna send you kind of straight, that's the best place to learn it personally. But make sure you don't be one of the people that every time you throw a bar spin, you take your foot off or whatever, because it's really hard to break that habit. It took me about 6 months to break the habit of taking my foot off and catching the bars. So honestly, if you just commit and you throw it and you're really into it, you're gonna go down a couple times, but you're gonna make it, you're gonna land it, and you're gonna get them. So one trick we use, when I was learning them at least, and first off, it is a hard trick, so don't get yourself down on it. It took me a while to learn it, it took him a while to learn it. It's not an easy trick. So the first trick we use is put your back tire up against something like a wall, lean your tire up, take your pedal, and put your pedal on your knee, and kind of sit on your seat or stand up or whatever you want to do, and kind of put your shoulders over the crossbar, and while you're over the crossbar, hold it and spin it, and just get this motion down. If you can stay like this over your bars, it'll be a lot easier to throw it. If for some reason you don't have a wall, there's always the easy trick of just taking one of your pedals, right or left, it doesn't matter, lifting your front tire up, leaning back on your bike and putting your pedal on your knee, and then you can still have that motion of putting your shoulders over the bars. You can still look down at your stem and still get the little motion. It's a little bit easier to stand up personally, just so you get used to the actual throwing of the bars, because you are in a standing position. So you can easily just So another trick you can use is, a lot of people like to lay on the ground on their back with their bike above them, like this. Take your bike, get on your pedals, and just lift the bike up. This gives you the motion of actually being on your bike and still looking at your bars. So while you're doing it, keep your bike in front of you. Don't go like this. Don't put it like way out here and have your feet bent. Keep it in front of you so you can just go like this. So one way a lot of people like to learn their bar spins is they like to pinch their cranks. Right foot, left foot, either way, whichever one you ride forward, you can still do this. It applies to all of them. So take your right foot, or your left foot if you ride left foot forward, take your heel, the back part, and put it under your crank. So you'll have this to keep the bike up when you actually do the bar spin. And your back foot, you take your big toe basically and you put it under your crank, so you have that control of the back end of the frame. While you do it, you'll pinch your crank, and as you come up, your back end will stay with you and you'll be able to level your bike out a lot easier. So another trick is, when you're doing your bar spins, if you don't like pinching your crank because it hurts your ankles or whatever your problem with that is, you can take your knees, and while you're on your bike, here, let me stand on the bike. While you're on your bike, obviously my seat's pretty low, but you can pinch the seat with your knees and just bring them in. That way when you're leaning over your bike, you have that sense of being like this, and your bike will be completely controlled by the pad. And then you can just throw the bars. For me, one way to do it, I actually learned them doing half bars. So when you're going and you want to do a hop bar, you want to go and you want to throw the bars all the way. But one way to do it is you can actually go, and as you hop, just throw it, and that gives you a little bit of confidence, so that when you do the half bar, you feel like you're throwing the bars. So you actually feel like you're accomplishing something, and that'll get in your head, and it'll help you a lot, trust me. Bars are a really hard trick. Don't get yourself down if you can't do it the first couple times. It's gonna take you a little bit. Always remember to wear your helmet, wear the pads, and anything you need to be successful. Wearing pads isn't a baby thing to do. I wear helmets and all my buddies wear helmets. It's just to protect yourself. It's a good way to make sure you get yourself home. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Links are in the description.
Y'all have a good night. We out.